Good morning. Today we are looking at packet number 7. It is due on February 13th. Our first page, you throw 3 darts at the board shown. If each dart hits the board, how many different possible point totals can you score? So what I did is I went through every possible combination of throwing 3 darts. Where could I hit those 3 darts? And how much would my point total be? I did come up with some different combinations that had the same point totals. You can only count that point total once. So let's say I throw it and I hit the 1 3 times. That point total is 3. Then I throw it and I hit the 1 twice and the 4 once. You have to go through and see how many different combinations can you get throwing those 3 darts, how many different totals you can get. If they have the same total, only count it 1 time. Other room. So I made a list of all my possible point totals, and then I counted them up to see how many there would be. Second page. Henry's cleaning up his yard for the season has already collected 7 bags of leaves. You notice the trees haven't lost all their leaves, and when you ask him about it, he says that he expects that as they fall, he'll collect another bag of leaves every 3 days. So multiples of 3. How many total bags of leaves will Henry have collected after 57 days? So instead of going up, what could we do to figure out how many bags if there are 57 days and it's multiples of 3?
We can subtract.
Not subtract. If it's multiples of 3, what's the opposite operation, Lauren? Divide by 3. And then what do we have to remember? What very important piece of information is at the beginning of this word problem? He's already collected 7 bags. So figure out how many multiples of 3 there are. And don't forget to add on those first 7 bags. Five-card challenge. You can have a 7 in the cards that you use. They have to equal 7. Make sure you come up with 12 points. For our patterns, we did it in black and white, so the machine would do it for me. Thank you. Staple for me. So we know that there's a yellow and there's a red. The yellow with the white. The red is the dark. We need to complete the table for the total blocks in each figure. How many blocks are there in the first figure? Layla? 1. How many blocks are in our second figure? 'How many total blocks are there? 9. How many total blocks are in the fourth figure? Say louder. 25. And how many in that fourth figure? How many? 50. 49. So, I see 1, 9, 25, 49. And I see some of my favorite numbers. Who remembers what kind of numbers are my favorite numbers? Kelly? Not prime. Perfect squares. What times what gets me 1? 1 times 1. What times 3? 3 times 3. What gets me 25?
7 times 7.
Do we see a pattern? 1 times 1, 3 times 3, 5 times 5, 7 times 7. What do you think we're going to multiply for the next one? Yes, Connor. 9 times 9. Follow the pattern down, and you will be able to complete the table. Next page.
No, 1 times 0 equals.
I didn't say 1 times 0.
I know, but the first one.
Total blocks, Madison. Total blocks.
1 times 0 equals 0.
All right, the next one says, what is the area of our figure? Our figure is this big shape. That is our figure. How do we figure out the area of a rectangle? Length times width. Then we have to figure out the area of the shaded region. In order to do that, we need to have our full figure subtract out the white region. So the white, length times width, and what we're left with will be the shaded. So find your full big rectangle, find the white that we're taking away, subtract it, and you're left with the shaded. Now, this is the first time we've worked with the sphere with our net. So find the net of a sphere. I don't know why it's not wanting to draw for me. There we go. We have one section, it kind of looks like it's a beach ball that we opened up. Oopsie. So the net of a sphere looks something like that. Now it says find the surface area. Here is the formula we need for the surface area of a sphere. 4 times pi times r squared. And we know that r is 9. So when we say r squared, is that 9 times 2?
No, it's not.
What is it,
9
Zelda?
times 9.
9 times 9. So remember, r squared is r times r. 9 times 9 times 5 times 4. That is the surface area formula. Make sure you write this down. But you want to take note. Surface area is different than the volume. The next page, we want the volume. Different formula. Go ahead. All right, if you didn't have a chance to write it down, you can go back and watch the video. For our next page, the volume of a sphere isn't just 4 times 5. It's 4 divided by 3 times 5 times r cubed. So in my calculator, I put 4 divided by 3 times 5 times 9 cubed. So that's your calculation. 4 divided by 3 times 5 times 9 cubed. You put your answer on the line here. Then it says 1,200 milliliters of water will fill the sphere 25%. How much water is needed to fill the sphere 3/4 full? So if that sphere is a fourth full, it's 1,200. 25% is 1/4. We need to get up to 3/4 full. So we need 2 more sections of those. We're not saying the answer, Connor. We're letting our friends use their big, beautiful brains. You're going to put that answer here. Next page. Last page. Mean, median, and mode. You need to be writing down how much you sleep for 7 consecutive nights. Day after day after day. 7 days in a row. How many hours of sleep did you get? Then you're going to use those hours. So you have 7 pieces of data. You're going to put your mean, median, and mode for those 7 nights of sleep. Okay? Remember, what's our first step when we deal with mean, median, and mode? Layla? Put the numbers in order. So then it'll be easy to see what's in the middle, easy to see if you have a mode. To get that mean, add them all up and divide by 7, because there will be 7 pieces of data. And that is our packet 7, due on February 13th.